Gotta get us streaming. Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, Bullishbrs community. And hello, everybody. Happy Friday. There's our sell off on crude right there.
Monday.
That's right. It's Monday. Thank you. Happy Monday. Whatever.
Traders don't care. They just want to trade anyway.
Yeah. Happy weekday, everybody. Apple is down at 177 a share, guys. That is insanity. Apple was near, what was it, 230 almost? I think above 230 at some point.
Its true value is 135 if you do the I'm lazy now. I use Grok to
260.
calculate the financials, but it's 135.
That's crazy. Yeah, 260 on Apple. 260 was its highs on Apple. Now it's at 176 and selling off, guys. Here come some sellers. ES in a demand zone. I can't believe 49.30, guys. We're below sub 5,000 on the ES. Can you believe that? If you told yourself a month or two ago that ES would sell off below 5,000, would you believe yourself? Now I wonder if in a month from now I'm going to be asking you guys, would you believe if you told yourself a month ago we'd be back above 5,500 or we'd be back below 4,000? We'll have to see where the market wants to go. Found some buying in this demand zone here on
NQ would have to
ES.
bounce here. Yeah, NQ has to bounce here at least for a scalp, or else it's going much lower.
I don't get why NQ doesn't even have at least like the blue levels and stuff.
It's so illiquid.
Yeah, right? Like
Yeah, like I don't think for a second somebody's buying my sell or selling my buy. It's just the market maker just, praying. It's like, I'll take your trade.
right? Wow, that's wild, man. Big seller, big seller. All yeller. Remember, guys, the strategy lately is just sell at the open, and that's it. There goes ES, big drop.
Yeah, that's
Right?
oof. Well, I'm fine with it. I didn't trade that, but like if it's not holding, then we're going back down, testing the 16.5s. So yeah, we'll see.
Ooh, here's some news. Due to recent market events, the Fed has now scheduled a closed board meeting for today. Emergency rate cuts soon. Guys, this market's.
Yeah, I wrote about this to my friends. That one of Trump's things that he did. An analyst was talking about it, but if you introduce all of what he was doing that quickly, you create uncertainty in the market. Uncertainty in the market creates calls to their local Congress. So what happens is he introduces the tariffs, creates instability, forces, because you can't trade, forces
Yo.
them into bonds. Once they're into bonds, then they can start emergency lowering rates. Then the Fed can renew. If you remember, Trump wanted to do this. He wanted to take a 100-year payback loan at like almost 0%, and it got rejected in Congress.
Wow.
Right? That means that we wouldn't be paying $2 trillion right now, and America wouldn't be uh, overspending. And that means that Trump possibly wouldn't have gotten in. But the point is that if they accomplish this at a lower rate, let's say they can get Congress, they can get the Fed down to 2% or 2.5%, they can lock that in for 10, 20 years and start paying down their debt.
Marcel, I'm gonna look into that. I just saw this notification like 40 minutes ago, so I don't know if it's new. Bum bum. So let me see. So there was already a Fed meeting today, you're saying? Let me see. Fed closed meeting. Closed board meeting.
Well, Random, the idea of that 100-year bond, from what I understand, was we got a lot of foreign countries, China, Japan, blah, 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 that buy the U.S. treasuries. And, you may understand this, just clarifying for others. So we're paying interest rates to foreign countries. And one of Trump's points was that, we have done a lot to prop up Japan, to prop up this country, that country, blah, blah, blah. and because of the tariffs, they're not buying our goods and stuff like that. And so he basically said, listen, you guys can pay us back if you'll go to this 100-year no yield bond, and your money will be tied up with us. You're just not going to make any interest from us. And that's part of the savings plan, is to get them to move to that 100-year bond.
Oh.
And but I was listening to Mark Levine last night, and I don't like people that yell and scream and stuff like that. And he's one of those yeller and screamers. But he basically was saying that this is either going to be a strikeout or a home run, because he was basically saying we're not in the same conditions as we have been in the past. Everybody keeps comparing what's happening in the markets now to suit Thomas, or whatever his name, the tariffs from back such and such a time, comparing blah, blah, blah to what happened in the past. And his point was, it's not the same conditions. It's not the same this, it's not the same that. So it's not a fair comparison
Right.
to say this is what happened the last time tariffs were imposed. He said this is new territory. And
New territory.
Yeah, new territory, tarifftory. Yeah, there you go. Whatever. So interesting, definitely interesting.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, here, Marcel, here's that news on the closed board meeting. So maybe it was scheduled already, because it looks like they also have some scheduled for March as well. But regardless, it is anticipated that a closed meeting of the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System at 11:30 a.m. on Monday, April 7th will be held under procedures set forth in Section 261b(7) of the Board's rules regarding public observation of meetings at the Board's office on 20th Street and C Streets, blah, 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 address, and by video call. Following matters of the Board, the following matters, here we go. Review and determination by the Board of Governors of the advance and discount rates to be charged by the Federal Reserve banks. Interesting. So we'll see. 11:30 they have that meeting. Maybe by 12 we'll have something. Maybe 11:30 the market will react. Stay out of any trades by 11:30, because this is sort of when it comes down to the whole uncertainty of the market, right? We don't know if at 11:30 comes out. And this is the reversal, right? Right now, we have to think, too, in the perspective of retail and institutions. If everybody's bearish right now, don't we usually reverse? If everybody's bullish, don't we usually reverse? Right now, though, market's been too strong to be trying to catch any kind of reversal out of just hoping that it reverses. But what really moves the market, we talked about earlier, trend lines, don't move the market. Trend lines are, what do we say? They're conspiracies. Economic, econs, news, volume, order flow. This is what moves the market. So today, 11:30, economic news, they have that meeting. Maybe they announce a rate cut. They might not. They probably won't. But who knows? We don't know right now what's going on in the market. They might announce the big 1-point rate cut. Imagine that. But they probably won't. We don't know, and we don't have a say. So all we could do is react and wait and be aware of these economic situations and how they affect the markets. That's crazy, man. Look at these sellers. Yes, broke that demand.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. We're waiting for it, and NQ hasn't yet. It just front ran breaking that demand here.
Nice.
Like I said, if it broke there, I only have back down to test the lows. 676.
I had I think it was bless you. I think I had a hourly. What was it? Yeah, an hourly breaker block right here on NQ that we're trying to hold, but I could see us just breaking through it.
He thinks crude is going to break down.
7 seconds.
We'll have to see.
I like this hold. 2 seconds, 1 second. I like that hold on NASDAQ.
I'm looking for that. So I'll just be patient. If it breaks that candle, fine, but I'm waiting for that.
To the downside?
No, I'm not gonna short. I'm just gonna leave it alone. But to long, I'm just waiting for that setup.
Gotcha. Guys, YouTube, hit that like and subscribe button. Do appreciate it. Join us live Monday through Friday in our community at bullishbrs.com. Don't forget, guys, the whole circuit breaker thing in the market. Previous day's
Yeah, it's
close.
funny. Friday and today, I log into Thinkorswim and they got a message about it.
Wow.
On the daily message board about circuit breakers. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, they're expecting it, guys. Markets are crashing. Markets are crashing. 47.51 would be our circuit breaker on ES, I believe. If we're going off of previous day's close, this would be, what'd I say? Which blue line was it? I knew I was going to do that. Mm, 7% brings us to like 49-ish, 51. Make that like per pink.
Well, it's a good day to refill the U.S. oil reserves.
Yeah, dude, look at that. Once below 60. Holy cow. That's wild, man. Look at these sellers on oil. Let's see. Big seller there on oil. Nice hold there on gold off of this 5-minute fair value gap. I'm sure there's a 15 there too. Yep, there's a 15 there as well.
We got our break here on NQ as well. I was waiting for.
Nice.
It's got a close 717. It's about to close 717. So this could be a good scalp trade if it closes.
Good stuff. Yeah, we look good to continue. At this point, I don't see why we wouldn't just keep continuing lower. Everybody's selling. Pretty strong level here, 48.75 on ES. Next level below that is 48.60, followed by 55 and 50. Those have some passive buyers down there, so I am thinking obviously markets are probably going to try to make a run towards those lows. Oh, let's see. I think I found... Where is it? I had found at some point. Yes, quant data. Let's see where institutions are positioning themselves. We'll use quant data. Ah, no. Okay, good. Wonderful.
Come on, baby.
Nice. Look at these sellers, guys. Huge.
676 is the minimum requirement for me on this.
All right, QD ain't working. Big absorption right there on ES. Oh, there we go. Quant data started working. Slowly but surely.
Got my first one on the 676. I was out in 2 seconds.
Nice. That's great, man. What's today? 7th. Wait, is today the 7th? No, today's the 7th.
Yeah, today is the 7th.
Scared me. Because this wasn't loading up right. I was like, what? I'm waiting for this is our net drift. The net drift is a big help. It shows us the buying and selling of calls and puts. Very laggy right now. Pull it up when it loads in. Yeah, look at all the sellers. They're bullish on puts, so they're buying puts and they're selling calls. Bearish market. Would not look for any longs here, guys. That's just how institutions may be positioned, right? Because it's going off of, look at all the volume we have here. Thousands and millions of volume.
All right, I'm out on my real account for the day. Got my 3 wins.
Get it, bro. Get it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what I like to hear. Yeah, I might go no trade today. I'm not digging it. I remember last Monday wasn't 100 either. So I'll probably wait on it. Let's check what range you're using today. 80 or 400?
400 because it's moving so fast. I have no choice.
All right.
But that gave me 3 scalp longs off of that minimum requirement.
Nice. Hell yeah, dude.
I went big on one and small on the other two just because of the market conditions.
Good. Bro, Bookmap is like useless for NASDAQ at this point. I almost feel like I'm on the wrong contract.
It's just moving so fast. It's not building up, and it's got to move slow enough in an area to build up, and people are just not sure where to put their levels. I mean, what I'm seeing here really is institutions are not placing heavy levels anywhere. And you may see more on ES because it has a tendency to be a little bit slower.
Right. What time is it? 43? Why isn't this loaded in yet? Is it delayed?
So those are my 3 trades. Those are my times. That's where I got in, got out. So you could see it was like in concession of that minimum requirement. Bang, bang, bang. Done.
Okay, look at that. Nice buyers. Good stuff, good stuff. There we go. Finally reloaded. So you see puts are starting to bottom out here, but the calls haven't pushed positive. So this 0 line is positive. So right now, there's over 200 million worth of puts in the market. And there is negative like 25 million, negative 444 million in calls, which means people are selling calls and buying puts. So again, people are more bearish on the market. This is institutional. Look at how much volume there is right now. 224 million in puts, negative 45 million in calls. So yes, we're pulling back right now, but that doesn't mean we definitely reverse. Let's see if maybe we get that double break on the orb, right? Where we break one side to the upside first, and then we break the other side. So here's our orb high on NQ, orb low on NQ. Now we have our high and low on ES as well. I'll keep an eye on quant data, see if anything changes over there for us.
Looking at this, broke down, no stop. So if it comes up here, it might be a scalp rejection. Coming back into range on the lowest candle there.
Huge, big empty volume area here, and let me see your screenshot too. Oh, nice, man, nice.
Right, so break there, scalp rejection back to the bottom if it does. It's my favorite play to take, so that'd be 821 minimum requirement. Yeah, 821, is that right? 816 minimum requirement.
Nice. I like, so you got 816. I like on ES this it's like 49.45 to 49.50 area. This is a fair value gap there. It's above VWAP, and we had a low volume node on the volume profile there. So if we could come up, retest, get that double break of the orb too, that would be break out to the upside first. I'd look for us to pull back and go to the downside. There's got to be an easier way to use quant data because it's not like refreshing it instantly. Puts sort of started to base out. Same with calls. They're not really moving right now. So again, we're pulling back, but we're not really moving on the put to call ratio. The puts are decreasing, it says here on the net flow. So here's ES. We'll see how ES reacts up here. Okay, so there's the break into it, into this low volume shelf, goes up to like 56. So
I'm
we'll
looking
see.
for best, like if it continues here, we're talking about 1790 minimum requirement, but because it closed, I'd be looking for it to hopefully reject here and get back under 872. I did a scalp short at that line, the red line that I posted, and I was in and out on that one.
Nice. 50, 51. I want to see sellers step back in here. But buyers are pretty strong. Look at the weighted index too, down bottom right, guys. That's where our equities are all in one chart.
Yeah, NQ would be 871. I'd like, because the only thing I have, if it doesn't, is as a minimum requirement up is 795. So it's 100 points almost, right? So I'd rather reject down to under 872.
Yep. All right, there's a seller. There's a nice rejection off of that zone. Part of me wants to take a small short here, but I'm gonna be a little patient on this, guys. Like I said earlier, I said before, like 10 minutes ago, it might be a no trade day for me because I'm not really liking how the market's been moving lately. Been giving us a lot of uncertainty, and today's the first day of the week. So if today wants to somehow flip green and start to pull back, then I might look for Tuesday tomorrow to also be green for a pullback, and look for maybe later into Tuesday or Wednesday for us to continue back lower. But whatever the case may be, trying to jump into a trade on Monday predicting direction isn't really in our favor. We do have a 15-minute fair value gap there too, but look at that. We just ran through that fair value gap. Everybody who was trying shorts in it ended up getting stopped out. We're just going to wait now. Volume is very ranging right here. The 15 closes in 6.5 minutes. So depending on how this 5 closes, I'd like to see this 5 push lower from here. YouTube guys, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Do appreciate it. Puts are starting to pick back up here. See how put volume starting to go higher? And calls went negative 46 million again. Another 2 million to the downside on calls. Really gonna be patient here. I do want to see this 5-minute reverse and then continue back lower. If we don't get that, no trade for right now. Never leave me alone. Some good buying pressure. I'm looking at this weighted index down here too, guys. This also helps me gauge if I should be looking for us to reverse or not. And right now, buyers stepped in pretty good on equities. Nothing too crazy. If we do look at the actual equities themselves and not the weighted index, and we look at the 5-minute, yeah, look at that. Microsoft starting to pump. Meta new high a day. Tesla new high a day. Nvidia new high a day. Not bad, but remember, they are still below their previous day lows. There it is. Let's see, where's Meta's previous day low? Meta did break into its previous day's range, though. But 15 seconds left, and look how strong we're pushing here. If we used our footprint chart, let's see where our point of control is located. If it'll load in. Damn, that's laggy. This market is crazy.
Yeah, a lot of the brokers are dragging this morning. It's just too much order flow coming through.
Yep, look at these buyers coming in, guys. Pretty good, pretty good. Weighted index still going. Damn, look at that. Crude reversed. That 2 ticks away from that 60 even. 3 ticks away.
Yeah, crude came down to VWAP and then turned around and is now headed back up to the 2 deviation band, which is at 61.14 right now.
Check out gold trying to hold this fair value gap down here. A lot of volume came in, and then we started to reverse from that.
Got my I got cocky. Got my last trade there because I was feeling this zone.
Let me see what's up.
No, I marked it out before, but I got those trades there.
Nice. You see China market crashed once futures markets opened last night too. So it's like if other
Yeah.
You saw that? Yeah, the Chinese market like apparently crashed 10% last night or something. So, if all these economies are going to start doing poor because of the tariff situation, they're probably going to reach out to try to figure something out. Short the VIX. Short the VIX. Let's take a look at the options chain on the VIX.
There's our mine. I got cocky on that one because I knew, or at least I thought I knew that one. So it was my 5 trades in the AM.
Damn, look at these longs, guys. Love to see it.
Moving to paper to become the paper boy.
I'm thinking of grabbing some like 15 strikes on the VIX September 17th. But I'd have to see. I'll do some more analysis on it probably later today. Get an idea of some positions.
So we could surely get a pullback. That's fine, but this could fill that gap. I mean, wow, 405. So I'd be looking at like if it pulled back, that's fine, but it'd have to pull back off of. I'd prefer it broke 277, so that's about 70 points up. Then there's a pullback.
Right. Yo, nice trades today, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. I was not sure, so I pulled back on contract size, but I still take my plan. But then once it started going, trading the way I like, then I went back for one more because I'd like to make 1,000 a day, right?
Yeah. That's a good goal. It's a goal that's reasonable. Obviously some traders 20,000 a day, 30, and it's like those are great. Everybody wants to be there, but one step at a time, right? Get to 100 a day first. Get to 200, get to 4, 5, 750, 1,000, whatever your milestone and steps are. But baby steps, guys. Don't jump right on, and don't think, okay, I want an eval account. Let me start with the 250K account. It'll give me more
Jeez.
capital, right? Imagine, like, no way. No
We're gonna do
way.
that 277. It'd be nice if it broke 277. It almost did, and then we had a correction back. That'd be amazing.
God damn, NASDAQ's crazy. Finally, guys, a level on Bookmap. Look how funny this is. Finally, a big level of passive sellers on Bookmap. That's hilarious, man. There's that key level I had marked out, 17,276 on NAS. Great. Wow, great buying pressure came in there, man. That is awesome. Sorry, Quant Data. Not gonna be using you. I gotta see my buddy Will over there. He works with Quant Data. He does streams for them like almost every day. and he uses quant data. They do more options trading and stuff along those lines, and they do pretty well. He's pretty good with using the tool. The tool's good with finding not just the net flow and net drift, but it also has, where is it, like exposure, and that really shows you where heavy traders are lining up, institutions and whatnot, because it shows you where they might have the gamma lined up, their delta, um, vega, all that other stuff. But I don't
Prefer a
know.
pullback here.
Nice. I don't know
Yeah,
bookmap that well. I mean, quant data that well.
if we don't get a pullback, we're 405 for sure. So I prefer a pullback here to under under 58, 758 or 258.
Nice. Look at oil, guys. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Took out those 3 levels to the upside I had marked out earlier. Then it reversed. Took out the level to the downside. And then it reversed again. That's something. Um, Guys, I'm so sorry. I'm going to be back. Give me I don't know, like 5 minutes. I'll be right there.
I'm about to hit this 258 and close. So there's going to be my minimum criteria for a bounce at 233. Could get under that, but that's your minimum criteria for a scalp. Okay, so we hit it there. There's nothing. If it gets under 135, we're just gonna go rotate all the way down. So I prefer it holds here. Well, I should say the area I prefer it holds is between here and 131. But a hold here would be nice. Back breaking 405.
So sorry about that. Let's see. Pollution's watching BJDX. We are watching ES. Let's see. I like this zone. Remember, I had this blue range marked out on ES for some potential resistance. We are rejecting it right now. No, Trading View, don't do this to me. There we go. What I'd be curious to see is if we could break back and push back lower. What I would like to know is either do we come back within our range, within our orb, which would be between 49.43 and 48.67, and retest maybe this demand zone and push higher, or do we want to break back lower and then have a double break and continue lower today? Some good shorts might be loading up here. I do like the look at the weighted index trying to push higher. If we could see the weighted index flip red, that would help our bearish bias to continue lower. We'd only really be looking for shorts at the highs. Look, guys, we're at the top of our range. We don't want to buy at the highs. We want to sell at the highs, buy at the lows. Let's see. Good morning, everybody. Hope you guys are all doing well. Markets are awfully sideways today. Could possibly look for some shorts at the top of the range up here for us to move lower, but the weighted index is pushing higher. VIX looks like it's trying to push lower. VIX is at 48.55. That is insane. I'm looking at all the time frames, seeing how everything is closing. Okay, nothing really in our favor right now. Great move on crude. Great move on crude. Took out that major 59.31 overnight, and then we reversed. Came back into this range up here, finding some selling pressure. All right, let's see. Look at that nice big push on crude. Let's see what crude's doing on Bookmap right now. Wow, big buyers, big volume stepping in on crude right there. Wow.
Crude upside target 61.85. That's 50%.
Blew through it.
Move.
62 next. All right, after 62, what do we got? Nah, it's got to reject 62. Oh my God, 62.
Full measured move 62.45.
Wow. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's
Target was hit. You see that? Target hit 405. So while you were gone, I was saying for held there and then pumped to 405. Target hit.
Nice. Dude, look at crude. Oh my goodness, crude. Damn, crude hit supply at 15, that 15-minute supply zone. Oh my God, that's wild. We went over that zone pre-market today. Wow, it's just pumping away. That's absolutely crazy. We'll take a better close eye at crude
And
going
target hit
tomorrow.
on crude. Full measured move on crude. Wow, nice.
Yeah, major. Don't go no longs up here on crude. Right now we have all this low volume down here that we have to re-establish. Like 62 even. Probably a good spot. That's crazy, man. Crude just pumped up, what, $1? $1.50? And that's because crude is very heavily affected by tariffs, right? Especially the Canadian tariffs, because we get a lot of our crude oil from Canada.
I prefer a nasty rejection here on NQ personally.
To the right, rejection to the downside, right? And I was thinking the same
Yeah,
thing.
I'd prefer one here. Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing, but I don't know. Like I said earlier, too, when everybody's bearish, we like to reverse.
Well, I'm not bearish, but it's just if it doesn't, we're gonna go another 100 points
No, I know.
up, up.
Oh, wow. Yeah, no, I wasn't saying you're bearish. I'm saying, like, in general. Like, the total thesis of the market right now in general is that a lot of people...
There's 100. There's 100 points up if it doesn't. Yeah.
Look at that. That's crazy.
Oh, it's not done. My minimum requirement now is 900.
Nice. Damn, JPJ passing two
Yeah.
300K accounts? Oh my goodness. And I was just saying how those are super hard. Look at you, bro. Good stuff, good stuff. Love to see it. What trades you take today? Gold, oil. Just on NQ. Nice, man. Nice. Dude, look at that. It's crazy. Look at the 1 minute right
Yeah,
here.
see that? That's, yeah.
Oh my, what? I'm sorry. How did I, 600 points on NASDAQ in 5 minutes?
Well, dude, 1,500 points since the morning or more? 1,500 points?
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
That's why when people, we talked about it this morning, when it's at 0.5 and then people are shorting down there and you're like, it can leave and just
Yeah.
rip. You know what I mean?
Short squeeze the hell
Yeah.
out of people.
Yeah.
Oh my God, oil too.
My long-term holdings that I started this morning, larger sizes, are up. Some of them as much as 7%.
Nice, nice. That's a great start to those positions. Be careful though. We have to be careful because guys, guess what? Everybody that's looking at this bull run today. Oh my God, we're reversing. The markets are reversing. We're going higher. Tariffs. Oh my God, we're going higher. But go to that daily time frame. Right now, this daily doesn't close for over 6.5 hours. I don't know, man. I can't see it as a reversal till we close green, somewhere green. But wow, what a pullback. No doubt that today's bull run was insane.
Yeah, that's crazy. Morning.
Good morning, Ricardo. What's going on? You know, Random. I'm sort of disappointed that you didn't catch that full 1,000 points.
I'm just a scalper, man. But on the fakie account, on the fakie, almost 21,000 on that one move.
No, nice.
Yeah, and it was just legit, just 5 contracts. But I did call it out, like where I was looking for it to hold, and then I took that to 405. There's 20 grand.
Dude, that's
I
awesome.
got 1,500 on my paper account. I'm not.
Oh yeah, did you take the same trade-ish, the same area?
Nice.
I just took the crazy friggin' upward flow, man. That was nuts.
This is not easy. The reason I say that is, and this is super rare, is I'm on the 1,000 just to keep up with this market. Anybody that's not experienced is going to get hurt bad.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't been on the 1,000, I think, ever to actually get a sense of the market. I look at it, but not to even consider a trade off of it, right? So this market's moving $250 at a time, and I want to tell you how fast it's moving. $250. It's moving $250 an hour, and then that last one was, oh my God, it moved $250 in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Twice. That's, for anybody that's not experienced, that's gonna hurt you bad. You know what I mean? $250 in 2 minutes.
Yep. Even if you're looking at the 5, like, I know a lot of people don't use range, but if you're looking at like a time frame candle, like a 5 minute, look at the wicks, measure the wicks. This wick alone right here on the NASDAQ, this is the 10-12 candle. This is the 1 minute candle. 104 points on the wick alone. So anybody who has like a 20-point, 30-point stop loss, the spread alone will destroy you today on Nasdaq. That's crazy, man. What happened at 10:10 that the market said, "All right, let's go"?
Once it closes this $200 candle right here, right now it's closed. Like, it doesn't have to do anything, but I prefer a pullback, and I'll tell you why.
Why?
We've got nothing until set 18,726. Nothing. So I prefer a pullback because I got nothing here until like what, 1,000? Is that 1,000 points? No. That would be 400 points. I got nothing.
Dude, this is wild. I know that's funny. I
So
was gonna do
I
some.
prefer a pullback right here. Like it doesn't keep going, doesn't make any highs, nothing, just pull back into reality.
Okay, now Trump is announcing. Okay, maybe this did something. No, 3 minutes ago. Trump is considering a 90-day pause in tariffs for all countries except China. Oh, that's funny. Ricardo just posted the same thing as I was saying it. Hassett, Trump is considering a 90-day pause in tariffs for all countries except China.
So that's gonna make
You would think
market
so,
slow?
but that news came out 3 minutes ago, and we started pumping about
Crazy.
8. Yeah. Don't buy the highs, guys. Let's just wait it out, see if we get a pullback. Throw our fib up there.
Yeah, we're gonna get a pullback here. Minimum requirement 21, 1821, like 021.
Okay.
I want to trade my prop firms account, but it's too wild right now.
Yeah, no way, not today. Maybe with micros.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Might have a scalp coming up here if it hits that minimum requirement of 21. There you go, it hit it.
Trusted trader, VIX is
Look at that.
dropping. Yep, VIX is dropping like crazy right now, which is very bullish on the ES. Yep, there's the pullback.
So we'd want to scalp hold here, or else we got nothing until 17,750. We called that top though, eh, Kev? It's
Yeah,
like,
dude, nice.
like don't keep going, or else we got like 400 more points. So we should have we'd want to scalp pump here to at least 42. So that's a 100-point pump. If it doesn't, we're going to 752. It'd become a short.
Yeah, I'd like on ES. I
Here we
love
go.
that.
Here we go.
Nice. I love
Look at that.
the volume held.
42. That's a hit.
Sweet.
There we go. Hit it. Sorry, man, I'm a scalper, but that's 100 points that it
Dude,
went.
that's
You know what I mean? In
huge.
that small time frame.
Yeah. Bro, my trading view won't even let me get there fast enough. Know
You
what I'm
take
gonna
any
do,
trades
guys?
yet, Kev?
What's that?
You take any trades yet?
Nope. No, I'm probably skipping today.
It's crazy.
So crazy, man. If you turn the buy and sell buttons on, it shows you the spread. Look at the spread here on Nasdaq. 3 points, 5 points. Pre-market,
Yeah.
it was 10 points. Look at that. It was 10 points for a second. Huge spread. You can get filled and instantly
Ooh,
be
this
10
could be a
points in the
short.
red.
759 next target.
Nice. Yeah, I like these pullbacks. I want to see if you said 59.
759. So we
Nice.
could bounce up, but I'm looking for 759. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I know. I got a fair value gap, so an imbalance around 51, but I have 2024's low at 17,576, so that's a pretty key level too. Oh, you know what? That's 1 minute. Let's go to the 5 minute. Well, you know what? With such a strong move on the 1 minute time frame, we're better off sticking to that analysis to that time frame. Look at that pullback though. Nice rejection candle. Oh wow, look at this guy's ES 2-hour supply zone right here.
Hit.
Oh my god, dude, to a T. Look at this, 2-hour
Yeah, buddy.
supply, 52.84. To a
Calling volatile markets here, bud.
Yes, sir.
I tried to go short there and it didn't even fill me. It was going so fast.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
like the market
shit.
makers like, good luck, man.
Yeah,
Good luck.
right.
It's like, I'm not giving you nothing.
It'll
He's
fill
probably sitting there hating his life.
It'll fill you short when it's ready to reverse long. It'll fill you long
Well-
when you're ready to reverse short.
Yeah,
Right?
I'm joking. It's all automated now, but there used to be a guy, right? It's not anymore. That's what we joke. It's all automated, but I'm sure they have conditions. Here would be another chance short into that breaker odd if front ran it. But if it gets into the 926, it could be another condition short to break one more low off that established. I'm not going to chase it.
Chase the money, chase the money.
Well, no, because it could
No, I'm kidding,
criteria
don't chase it.
711. There we go. Bang, look at that.
Nice. I know, I still got some lower targets too.
All right, this would have to be a bounce here or Armageddon.
Yeah, I was gonna say we could just be rebalancing everybody that just reversed longs up here. Their short positions or stopped out of their shorts. Or
Yeah.
I was thinking too.
We have to bounce or 6. Just 334. I have 334. That's it.
We didn't get this spike till about 10:10. Now we have to think too, guys. All the people that came into the market today. Now remember, we gapped lower than where we opened on Fridays, where we closed on Friday. So that could mean even more retail traders as soon as market opens. They're selling their positions. They're getting out of their positions. They're shorting positions. What happened? Huge short squeeze. One of the biggest short squeezes we've seen in a long time. I mean, highs up of 1,400 points. That's insane. So what would make sense at this point for us to continue? No. It would make sense for us at this point to come back within this range we were trading in, right? Everybody who ended up trying to chase these longs up here, well, let's stop them out as quick as we stop these people out, and vice versa. So I do think we're going to continue back lower, right? Like, I feel like we're going to see that. There it is.
If so,
there
330, it would be 3. If we lose this area, we're 334. That's a 300-point dump.
Yeah, oh, dude, I think we drop another 400 points from here, even another 700 points, and get back within that range. Our orb of today is at 16,980. 16,980. If we use our measurement tool, that's another 580 points away from where we are right now. Boom, there's that 17,500. Great.
Scalped at that bottom.
Nice, get out. Do not hold anything today.
Yeah, I was trying to scalp it, yeah. It's hard getting out.
We have a 1 minute imbalance fair value gap right here too, so definitely want to be a little careful on how we want to hold this, if we want to hold this. I still feel like we want to just make our way lower.
Trade of 8, Ninja Trader, and TradingView just stopped working?
Yes, Ironclad. Every broker's not working today. I'm just kidding, but yeah, most of them are just not stop working. Maybe try closing it and resetting it. But yeah, I know Lucian was on Thinkorswim today, and he was having issues. I know I was on Tradeovate earlier, and it was lagging pretty bad. I think Marzetti was also on TradingView dealing with some lag issues as well. It's because of the volatility.
The Thinkorswim, but yeah, all the brokers are getting overwhelmed.
Yeah, I mean, with the volatility that's kicking in. Look at this move we just had, Ironclad. This 5-minute candle here on NASDAQ was 868 points. So the amount of orders hitting the market, spread. Yeah, so.
I know. I took that breakout right there, and then my broker froze, and now I'm on the red because my entry was, that red candle just wiped the whole damn thing.
Yeah.
That's why I'm asking, because I'm pissed. I'm looking at her. I'm like, why am I $400 red when I was so freaking?
You didn't have a stop in place or nothing, and you know what? Even having a stop in place in a market like this.
No, my stop was below my entry. I didn't get a chance to move it in front, and it just froze, man.
Yeah, we gotta be able to recognize.
I'm gonna step away. Let Trump talk his shit.
Yeah, no, that's the safest bet right now. With the volatility like this, ADR crazy high, the spread is like 10-15 points, sometimes max on NQ. We're better off just waiting for things to play out or cool down. It's funny you said that. You think it's pulling back the whole move we just had. I was just saying that before that, like, we could look to hold here, but wouldn't it make more sense that we had this crazy short squeeze and then sold right back off into the range we created at that 15-minute open? So yes, we had that 1,500 point rally, but now we already pulled back 1,000 points. What's another 500? That's crazy to be talking about NASDAQ moving 500 points in minutes.
800 points in 2 minute candle, man.
Yes, no joke, dude. Look, the 1 minute candle, there's a wick on the 10-12 1 minute candle. That's 104 points. 104 points on a wick. The candles themselves, 200, 300 points. I mean, that's absurd. Alright, we're getting a weird spike of volume here. Oh, that's gold. CES. What's gold doing, though? Gold chopping and bopping around.
What a bummer.
Crude in this fair value gap, trying to hold, but not looking necessarily strong. Has some resistance above it, so I wouldn't look for any crude long positions. Nas trying to hold this fair value gap right here. It's 1 minute. Yo, imagine. I don't see it, though. We'll see. We'll see. Well, that was, you know what? This was the close above the 1 minute. This was the retest of the 1 minute. If I were to take a trade, it would be entry here once this 1 minute starts pushing back higher. Stop loss at this pivot low. But because my 5-minute analysis and 15-minute analysis were sort of leaning more bearish, I'm not taking any long positions here.
Hey, so what do you got there? 17,530?
17,530. Where?
On NQ, we're hovering around 17,500, 17,475. Is that where we are now?
Right now 17,459. Yeah. Wow, it just went from 464 to 434.
Yeah.
While I was saying that.
Just like we talked about, right? So 334 is the target. Came back in, took that trade, right? Front running it.
Nice.
Boom. Move stop in front.
Beautiful, beautiful, great trades, good stuff, man. You're real good in these crazy volatile markets. Those ranges, man, kill it.
Range, you have to get good at it, but it gives you levels without fear, right?
Yep. That's what we need in market. We don't need fear. Fear and greed, one of the two worst emotions you could have as a trader. Damn, Nas, keep going, baby.
If you were to catch that reversal, holy.
Paper boy.
Paper boy.
You still haven't changed your handle, huh?
Damn. He's paper printing it.
Hey, man, we did give out the levels. 334, like we said. Lost the level, wait for it to come back, and you got a 400 point move off that.
Yep. Nice, nice.
So then it just becomes, you reverse your mentality until proven otherwise, on range at least. And if it holds that range, now you reverse long until proven otherwise, because you go back to the bottom or under. So it's like level by level, right? Like what you like. It's like what you say. You're not controlling the market. You just trade it.
Yep. You know it.
So now my narrative until proven otherwise is 334 to. It's big, right? Because we're using huge candles here, but I wouldn't want it to break 286. Minimum requirement is 334, but then we'd be getting a bounce and a non-rejection off of that. So there we go. So 286, I wouldn't want it to go past 286. And we would have a bounce to 431. That's like 150 points if we get a bounce here. Or 130 at least.
Yeah, it's huge. Ozzy, you in here, bro? Yes, sir. Yo, are we on for today? We starting today? Let me know. Let's see. Crude, trying to hold this 5-minute fair value gap. I wouldn't give it much strength. I mean, it did break. Look, this is a pivot high right here. So this fair value gap was created off of that pivot high, so it does have some strength to it. If we were looking at like a 1-to-1.
430 about to hit, just like we talked about a second ago. Boom, 430 hit. There's your 130 point pump.
Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, the market, you could trade it. I guess you got to think quick, but yeah, you could trade it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, every market's quote unquote tradable. It's just how you trade it, how you execute that really matters.
Yeah.
And can you repeat it?
But a lot of people aren't
I'm just not
willing
trusting.
to do
I'm
what
just
you
not
do, which
trusting
is
the data right now.
just don't have a narrative. That's what it wants you to have a
Yep.
narrative. You go to your level, like Kevin. What I like about Kevin is he never has a bias, and he doesn't claim. He's just like, here's the level. I've done a lot of research on this level. I'm gonna take it. That's the only thing. We're not controlling markets. We're nobody, right? So it's like, flip your narrative when it hits your level until proven otherwise.
Yep, that's right. We're just here to react. We do our analysis so we can be patient for the reaction.
I caught that long and I'm still trying to get out.
Oh man, this could be a site of reversal temporarily right here. If it doesn't, we got nothing until the highs. That means you could hold it until breaking 695. You're talking another 200 points. If you know what I mean. If it gets past, if it gets past 615, it's a huge range. That's the problem. 615, you would have to break, and it could. It just broke here, so
Just made
you
6K on that.
615 is like you could hold the 615 in my opinion.
No, I was out. Made 6K.
Oh,
on
sorry,
it.
dude. But yeah, 615 is probably where it's gonna where you could hold to. Could have held to.
Wow.
Yeah, like it's moving quick, so it's screwing people. I went through this back in the day when I was first learning levels, and you just when it's moving this quick, you have to be willing to move up. That's why you have to know the levels, and when it's pumping, just move up. And yeah, big moves, bigger losses, but bigger if you keep the same formula, massive wins, right? So you just go down to micros, one micro. How much are you going to lose on a micro trading it, right? But you'll make a lot on a micro or the same. Do you know what I mean? There you go, 615 hit. You see that?
Damn, let's go.
Yep. I want to trade my prop firm account, but damn, no, that's too crazy. I really want to do it. Maybe in the lunchtime hour when it slows down.
Maybe.
So now, like, it's going to try to trick you, but if it breaks, so this is what I look for a trade. If it breaks 697, closes, great. If it doesn't, like it just rejected here, we're looking at it testing the lows again at 431. So I got nothing till 431.
Bro, the market's got nothing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, most traders are probably like pulling their hair out, like looking for cliffs, like getting people to like navigate to the closest cliff. I'll do the rest, bro. Don't worry.
Yeah, right.
There's no way I would be able to trade this market. I just scalp it. It's the only way.
Yeah, you just scalp it. Yeah.
Oh man.
I'm just pissed off, man.
431 could be inbound, guys. Just be careful here. There we go.
Frickin-
See that? 431. Bang. See? So if you don't have a bias, you have your high that it didn't break, rejected. You move down to your next one. That's your low. You're not here to say, oh, how's it going to go down 300 points in a minute? You're just here to identify the levels, right?
Right. And catch that move.
Yeah, not care.
Yep. I like Crew trying to hold this level over here. Would maybe want to see one more test. See if it wants to maybe sweep that low or something and then reverse. But gotta remember, guys. Oh, okay, let's see. White House says 90-day pause on tariffs is fake news. Alrighty then. So no 90-day pause on tariffs.
Dump again.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm telling you right now, like, it's like when people talk about America, they don't get that they hire the best independent. They don't necessarily work for the government like these think tanks on contracts.
Yeah.
You're talking about the greatest minds in the world that are advising them. If they wanted to create instability to have a better interest rate to pay debt, right? If he's going to do his job, he has to attack the global market in this manner. I don't think people realize, and I'll give you an example. His name's Alan Chow. He's one of my oldest friends. He worked for the government and now does independent. So we have one of the largest roads going on in Canada. I believe America as well, for rock demolition plus just laying road. And 2 years ago, and I'll show you the text after this, 2 years ago, the internal government that they have, the internal analysts when he was at over 80, was saying that it's going to keep going up and they need to buy not 10, 20 million, 30, like you're talking about $300 million roads. So they buy the oil on market. So because obviously roads are made out of oil, like the asphalt. So
Yeah.
he got approved. This is how you know. He got approved to hire an independent analysis. It was going to be the analysis was going to be between 300,000 and 1 million. And but they could save the Canadian government $7 to $10 million. So he got approved for that. He was over $300,000 for his analysis and writes back, this market is going into the 60s. So now he has an internal dialogue between the external consultant and the internal that just works for the government and has no skin in the game, doesn't care, acts smart but can't get fired. So they start arguing like what's between the two, like basically, well, what if you're wrong? He's like, I think this independent analysis is right, we're going to hold off and we're going to delay that road construction to save as much as possible. He inboxed me as soon as they hit into the 60s and they bought, okay, to do the road. But this is 2 years ago. That independent think tank analysis on oil fucking called the market 2 years ago.
Wow.
Said it's going into the 60s. Don't buy. If you want my analysis, here's my bill. Okay, it's paid. Don't buy.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude.
That's why.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he works for Interpave now, but he was for the federal government. Interpave, Bot, and Pioneer are the largest road construction in Canada, right? Bot is married to Pioneer, meaning they're family. Interpave is the only one independent. That's why he works. That's why he went work for him. Makes a ton of money, and he buys for these federal contracts. So like I said, he if he performs, he makes good money, right? If he saves the government money, gets the contract, and saves the company money, then he gets a big bonus. So instead of the internal government doesn't matter, he's being advised like let's spend this money and let's get proper analysis. And I think that's what they're doing in the States right now. I think Donald Trump got quants effectively independent of the government, took their advice, and that's why we're seeing this volatile market right now.
Yo, you think Baron Trump was like, Dad, could you pump the market so I could get out of my long positions, please?
I don't even know if he cares. I think that's part of his plan is to create a volatile environment,
Yep.
scare the big players into bonds, and secure a better interest rate. If the interest rate goes down, their long-term hold goes up, meaning
Oh yeah.
they don't lose.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I know. Yeah, we were saying earlier too, the market's got to feel pain. Some market in the economy has to feel pain in order for us to be able to then prosper somewhere else. And if the goal is either lower taxes or more for the American people, then there has to be some type of massive loss because they always say where there's loss in the market, there's gain, right? So trillions and trillions and trillions being wiped out of the market can potentially be leading somewhere, right? Where is that trillions going? What is going on in the market? What's going on? What is this leading up to? Is it leading up to something that can pop and help in our favor? Or is it just going to snowball and snowball and
Yep.
snowball?
We got to pump here, guys. I mean, what I'm saying is we got to pump off this level and hold. It could break, but not close. And we're going to pump, and we'd want to pump to 543. That could be a 300-point pump if it could break it again to 130, but we'd want it to get back into range. Hold, we have a legitimate target to 530. That's 300 points up.
Yeah, I got caught on that.
Right. This is the level, because if not, we're going back and testing the very lows. So this is like the last level I have. Like I said, it could break to kind of get people short and trick them. I'm not personally taking it. I would think it could break, get back into range, but we'd have a 300-point pump qualification here.
Pumpification. Pump up the volume.
Yeah.
Pump up the volume. Poof, poof, poof. Cool stuff, man. I love it. Love it. Dude, talk about calling the top though, man. We really, that was crazy.
Yeah, I was like, we're like, it's gotta stop right here. Can't make another, not 1 cent higher, and dumps right from there.
You should
Yeah.
have took it. You should have took it short.
Right? Oh my god. That'd be wild. I mean,
All
look
based
at
on range candles, man. I was on the 1,000 range. and I had no more levels after that. So I'm looking for this to break. I'm fine with it if it does. Get the market short. I'll stay out. Wait for it to get back into range. If that holds, we're looking at 300-point pump. So I'm chill here.
Nah, yeah, I think we continue lower. I said earlier too, check that orb range. I think we make our way to that 49, 43, this big pump.
Oh yeah,
Might
yeah,
have
we
been
could we
some
could, we could dump
manipulation.
it. We could dump. It's just these levels is where they catch you right here. This is where they catch you because you're right. If it's gonna dump, then it's gonna test those lows and get under them, probably, right? But yeah.
Yo, check that 30-minute too. Look at the 30-minute candle. I know you're not on the
Yeah.
time frame
Yeah.
analysis, but huge rejection, huge upper wick,
And
small
that
basing.
wick.
And guys, look at ES2, guys, on the 5-minute time frame. Now, we were talking about stop losses and volatility earlier. These ES candles, even these smaller candles down here today, 40, 50 points on the ES. The wicks, 10 points, 20 points. Like, these are micro conditions, right? If you do feel the need, you have to trade these types of market conditions. Size down. When spreads are larger and stop losses are wider, we size down so we're still risking the same amount.
Somebody's head needs to be on the block for this damn fake news business.
Yeah,
That was
right?
I mean, think of the amount of profits that, I mean, I'm sitting there looking at my long-term holdings, which were up 5%, and now they're down 2%. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Over damn fake
Not
news?
cool.
I mean, somebody should be
Not
sued
cool.
into oblivion.
It's not cool, but I really believe that you'll be fine long term, Marzetti. I think you have
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
great explanation, but it does suck. It does throw people into a panic, and I don't like it. I got most of my friends are just they're so upset about what's going on too. So I feel you, man.
And let's remember too, also, Marziti, you're not wrong too, because think of it this way: everybody who was trying to go long up here, right? People thinking equities are turning around. We're breaking previous day high on Meta. We're back in range on Microsoft and Apple. We're pumping. We have good volume. Let me take this breakout and continue. I mean,
Oh, yeah. Some people lost on this move.
oh, huge,
Yeah, yeah.
huge losses on this move. I mean,
Not us.
even equities have been very extra volatile. If we're looking at Meta right here, this 5-minute candle, $23. Usually Meta maybe 50 cents, $1 or $2, but $23 in this one candle, and that's not even measuring the whole move. The whole move was at least 40 points. If we're measuring it from the lows, Meta went from 482 to about 439, $57 on Meta intraday.
Hey Kevin, just take a look. Take a look at the 10-second. Take a look at the 10-second chart. The candle just formed right now.
I'm gonna go with no.
100 point 10-second candle.
100 on what, Nasdaq?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Well, I hope it
I
wasn't
mean, come
yes.
on.
But yeah, no, these
Jeremy's a millionaire right now.
Yeah. I mean, I went down to the 10-second chart just to look at it, just to see him. Like, okay,
Yep. Cool. Oh yeah, it reminds me. Tomorrow, guys, I think tomorrow I'm going to be doing a live stream too. So that's pretty cool.
Killer.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Good for you, man. Good for you.
Yeah.
I just, like I said, like I was talking about it on Friday, but I was like, in this group, we can have personal talk, but it's a real trading group. Like, there's no levels being given. There's no, like, I'm getting in here. This is why I'm doing it. This is where my stop is. This is where I'm taking it. You do it. Fuck, you're one of the only people I've met. But it's like, there's mostly just personal talk. And I said on Friday in Signet's group, I was like, that's definitely not why I'm here or why I paid for, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
No. You join a
I'm hoping
trading group for trading.
I try to join a trading group to not try to up my game. Do you know what I mean? To try to understand that there's other traders out there. There's something I might be missing, right?
Yep.
And like I said, you're the first person I've ever met in all my years that is like willing to put your neck out and say, here's all my levels. Let's take it, right or wrong. It's like, let's take it. We're gonna lose a few, but we're gonna be above at the end of the day or at the end of the week. That's what that's why I joined.
Yeah. No, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, no, got it, because it is trading, and you know what it is. There's a time and place for personal conversations, and If the markets are choppy, great. Fill in some what do they call it? They call it air time or something when there's nobody speaking on a stream or something. And it's okay to fill it in a little bit, but try to keep it as market related as possible.
But I'll give you a good example. Like I know people didn't, but we're like this level here at the bottom has to hold. We're not going to take shorts. We're going to look for longs. 300
Right.
points. If somebody did take that on even 100, it's like you're
I
paying
did.
your lifetime membership on that, right?
Dead air.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Thank you, Johnny. But 100% to explain the trade we're taking, to say, okay, I'm looking at this level to hold, even when I'm using point of control, volume profile, footprint. I'm looking for this black level's point of control. I'm looking for us to move higher and have the point of control move higher with us. I want to see volume continue with price because that means price is being accepted higher, yada yada yada. So like right now, we see that we had a strong positive delta on this last candle, but the volume was a bit weaker, right? The volume was only 13K on our last 5-minute candle, whereas when we look at the other 5-minute candles we had 17,000, 17, 19, 32,000. So volume got a bit weaker on this 5-minute candle. It's only 13,000 total compared to the others, which were 17 all the way up to 30. Let's see. This one was 37.
I think I see my spread go up to 8.
Dude, it's
That's
crazy.
crazy.
Check this out. Right now, we were trying to move lower on this candle, but volume wasn't picking up with price moving lower. Point of control's moving higher right here. So what I would want to see is the volume start growing here to continue on this bull trend or reversal back higher. Let's see. Optimal trade entry. We did hit our optimal trade entries between the 61 and 78%. So we did test the OTE. That's at 17,320 on NASDAQ. And again, point of control is trying to move higher. At this point, we have 1:10 left. We could just sort of wait and see. It does look like we want to continue. Nice. Jeremy, super scalping. Let's see. Now, something else I noticed, guys, this is now trading view with the footprint charts. See these green levels that printed? These are all imbalance levels. So sort of how we find fair value gaps, this is how footprint resembles those imbalance volume imbalances. So when we reversed up here, we came right back into those imbalances and we tried to pull back off of them and then we pushed through. So we filled this imbalance. Now we're looking to push back higher. Now the next imbalance we have off of price and volume is going to be near the 17,925 area. And that's right where we started to sell off before. That's right up in here. Up in there, up in there. Y'all gonna make me lose my mind. Alright, let's see. So we have a negative delta right now on this current candle, but the candle's still trying to push it. Closed green. So we'll wait and see on that one. Point of control did stay higher and volume started to pick up right above price. We just really need to see follow through at this point. Would you guys rather meet on Tuesdays or Thursdays?
Target hit.
Nice.
We did talk about it, man.
I made 10K today on paper.
Right there. See that? We talked about that exact trade.
Let's see.
Nice.
Yep, if it breaks. Nice. Yo, I love that you get your entries and they usually tend to go right in profit and you move your stop. That's great.
Yep. Yeah, I waited, break, boom, take it there. Don't stress out on a rejection before. And now that's fake. Like whatever, who cares? But those two trades alone on micros would have been $2,000, right? Micros at 5.
Yep.
If you were scared to take one, that would be what, Kev? It wouldn't be $2,000. It'd be like 500, 400, but on one micro, right? And you're not gonna have a stop loss of 300 points. Do you get what I mean? So it's like, so if you lost, you'd lose, instead of making 400, maybe you lose 100, but you have a 400 win probability to a 100 loss probability on a micro in these volatile markets. times 2, that's $800 today. 2 trades we called out that you would have made, like I made fake 60 grand. That's on 5 contracts, 6,000, right?
Right.
That's $1,200 on one micro.
Yeah. Yeah, and one micro 1,200, that's freaking huge. We
Exactly.
don't get these markets every day, guys, so we just have to be able to adapt to them. Yo, what up, D-Ray? What's going on, my man? I see you in here. You haven't been in here in a while. Hope all is well. What's going on, bro? Desi, what's up? What's up? Concentrator. Oh, D-Ray dipped out. Bye-bye. Let's see. Per Grok, the source of the fake news about Trump pausing tariffs isn't definitively pinned down to available information, but posts of X suggest it may have originated from a satirical site called America's Last Line of Defense, ALOD. I'll get you guys see it too.
It was a damn satire site, a joke site. They made a joke like that, and people actually thought it was serious.
Wow. So you...
Oh, for God's sakes.
But again, that happened after the pump, didn't it?
That's what triggered the pump.
Really?
It was a joke.
Wow. I mean, I don't know, man. If we continue higher, I don't know if it really triggered it. But, we'll have to see. I know obviously something triggered it, and that could have played into it very well. Very difficult markets. Got to remember, too, the psychology behind markets and how everybody was already trying to short the open. Everybody was looking for shorts at the highs of pre-market, and we blew right through. So when the market needs to grab liquidity, and the market's in a bear market, and everybody's expecting to go short, where's the best direction for the market to go? Long. So we got that reversal, we got that crazy move, we got the nonsense news, then we got the proof that the news was nonsense, and then we got our pullback to sort of regulate the move and regulate the volume imbalances. Now we could sort of try to make our way back higher, but it would really depend, and we'll have to see how markets want to trade.
I got at least 760 or 760. Yeah, I don't know how to say that better. I'm only going to say the last string. 760 break.
Nice. I know
760 break.
I got 17.9, like 50 for a target to the upside. Nice.
Yeah. So let's say it kept going. Yeah, you're right. Let's say it kept going. I've got nothing until 18,040. Right? Like there's going to be pullbacks. We wanted that 760 break, pull back and hold under this line.
Yep. Damn, 11 already? So they flew by.
So you're doing tomorrow, Kev?
Yeah, I'll do obviously the pre-market that I usually do, but then I'll do the live stream too.
I'll be back in a bit.
Sure.
That's more than half back right now.
Yeah.
That's more than half back.
We need 591 would be nice, or else I got nothing. And hopefully hold that 591 area, and then we can go up to, I mean, that could be 400 points up there.
Yeah. We got to remember too, where are people expecting price to go right now? We've been in a bear market, but today we had a strong pump. But right now, people might be looking to go long off of this. I don't know. It's a tough spot. We do have this fair value gap here as well, which could work as some resistance. Delete this one. We had our optimal trade entry, which we came off of the came off of the OTE, which is the optimal trade entry, which falls between the 61 and the 78%, which is going to be right in here. And we had a key level there too. So we pulled back into that. We found some buying pressure and we pushed back higher. Could have targeted this fair value gap. Yeah.
A 91 hit. We'd like this area to hold.
Okay, oil prices are down, interest rates are down, the slow-moving Fed should cut rate. Oh, this is what Trump said. Here, let me see.
Yeah, he wants a better interest rate on the debt, and he's doing his job.
Oh yeah, no, he agreed, but it's tough, man. It's tough. He's in a bad spot right now where we do need, as people, right? Everybody wants to blame somebody. Everybody needs a bad guy, but let him do his thing. Hopefully he doesn't go for bankruptcy number 7 with America, and maybe we flip things around. Trump said, all right, here's what Trump said. Oil prices, he tweeted this 2 minutes ago. Oil prices are down, interest rates are down, and then he said in parentheses, the slow-moving Fed should cut rates. Food prices are down, I don't know about that, I was just at the grocery store. There's no inflation, I don't know about that one either. And the long-time abused USA is bringing in billions of dollars a week from abusing countries on tariffs that are already in place. This is despite the fact that the biggest abuser of them all, China, whose markets are crashing, just raised its tariffs by 34% on top of its long-term ridiculously high tariffs. Wow, so China just hit the US with a bigger tariff, apparently. Not acknowledging my warning for abusing countries not to retaliate. They've made enough for decades, taking advantage of the good old U.S. Our past leaders are to blame for allowing this, right, because he's got to blame somebody too, and so much else to happen to our country, make America great again. I'll screenshot that, send that over in the group for y'all to read if you guys are interested, but he's really just saying what we know and don't know already. Saying there's no inflation is nonsense, in my opinion. I think we all know that there's inflation. Saying that prices are down now, it's also a little nonsensical in my opinion, but I do know egg prices are down from its all-time highs recently. Again, if he came in and egg prices jumped up to like $10 or $8, and now they're back down.
They killed all the birds.
What's that?
They literally killed all the birds. The person that said to do it, if you grok it, is a Democrat appointed. So the girl was like, yeah, kill like 12 million birds or whatever it was. This is legit. Just as soon as he won in November, like a day or two later, she's like, kill all the birds.
Are you serious?
And then, swear to God, you could grok it, man. I did.
Bro, I'm not grokking.
I forget her name, but she's Democrat. She's Democrat appointed. So they caused pain, like whatever. It's political, and then they say, well, it's a coalition. Okay, advised on what? Physicians, paid by who? Then you have to go down a rabbit hole. But at the end of the day, they can say plausible deniability because she was taking advice from a panel. You're Democrat appointed. We don't know who's paying that panel. Yada yada yada. We do know this. Real science is dead because the real scientists are on fringe, and they're on fringe because if it doesn't align with what the coffers or the NGOs want to hear, they're not funded, not through school, not through tenure, etc. Right? So They say what you want to hear. That goes for physicians as well. So the science, we know that the science is bought, and this isn't conspiracy. The real scientists are not working, most of them, for the most part, not working for the governments, not working for the schools, right? But so when you see that, you're like, this is not good to do to people. Like, you're basically affecting their wallets because the person you wanted to win lost, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy, man. I didn't hear about that chicken thing, and I'm definitely not grokking anything. That's probably the last AI I would use.
Well, ChatGPT. You could do it on Siri. Siri has ChatGPT built in.
Oh yeah, that's right. They added that recently. No, I like GPT's nice. Copilot I would use now and then. I gotta find some more. What's up,
you guys
Fairchild?
ever tried DeepSeek?
Oh, DeepSeek.
DeepSeek, yeah. DeepSeek's good. It's smart. Yeah, I mean, so ChatGPT, in order to work, only has 2,000 lines of code, and it's very well written. So DeepSeek just copied that and then basically asked the other ones that have similar code written to concisely give, let's say, one linear thought between all.
Right. Kevin, can you explain how you're using the footprint chart? Yeah. So I could try to pull the footprint chart up here on ES, and we'll see if it pulls up. Fantastic. So the footprint chart, how I like to use it is I like to look for the point of control, which is going to be the black level. That's where the most volume was traded on that current candle we're looking at. And this is the total. So there's a few different footprints you could use. There is buy and sell, which is just the average. So it shows your selling volume and your buying volume. You have your delta, which does the math for you. So when you look at buy and sell, and you see this negative 3,200 and this positive 1,700, the delta on this is going to be a negative delta because there were more sellers. So if you do delta, it does the math for you and shows you what that negative or positive delta was. It also has now the total. That's the total volume traded. That's what I like to use. I don't really like to use the delta too much anymore. There was a time where I was using it, but I like to use the total because this also gives me an idea of if point of control is moving higher with price, if volume is being accepted higher with price, and so on. So that's how I use the footprint chart on ES. I have it on total. They also have the ladder. I have not gotten into this one yet. It looks really funky, so probably won't kill myself over that. They just added this too, cluster versus profile. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. So cluster is just squares and it tells you the information. They must have just added this. I did not see it the last time I was in these settings, and that was like last week. Profile, that's cool. That's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah, I primarily trade footprint cluster style.
Yeah, I know. I like this profile because it shows you obvious areas with volume, but it looks extra messy in my opinion. Right? Right? I feel like it's smoother.
If you could do center, there's a like if you can you center those profiles, meaning they're in the direct middle?
No, they're just to the right of the candle. Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yep. And then down here also, guys, imbalance. This will usually be checked off. Turn this on. Stacked levels 3. Imbalance 300%. Highlight. This shows you where there are volume imbalances when we're getting strong moves. A lot of times those work pretty well as potential targets.
Traded my prop firm account. Took a red day, $28. I'm done for the day.
Yo, what's up, Marcus? You in here? Yes, sir. Good stuff, good stuff. Man, you didn't miss anything. Always another trading day on the horizon. That's right, that's right. But yeah, you didn't miss anything, man. Markets are crazy today. I didn't take any trades either. What's it called? Fairchild, appreciate it. He said he likes the new do. Appreciate it. It took a lot to cut all that off, man. My hair was like 9-10 inches. It was long, dude. Went into the barber and I said, chop it off.
It's beautiful, man.
Thank you. Thank you. Look at gold, been very range bound. And guys, if you're ever having trouble finding ranges or finding positions or entries, always mark out recent pivots. It's always helpful to mark these out and see how the market wants to react to them. A lot of times when we have breakouts, or a lot of times when we're range bound in the market, those breakouts end up failing, and we're able to trade those rejections, those reversals. We see that all these lows every time. We took this low out here, we pulled back. We took this low out here, we pulled back. We took this high out here, we pulled back. We took this low out here, we pulled back. And then we took out this internal pivot right here. Now this is an internal pivot because if we went on something like the hourly time frame, we're not going to see this. Let's say the hourly right here. There's no pivot there on the hourly. The pivot on the hourly would be the one right up here. So, let's move that back for a sec. So it is important to mark out those internal liquidity levels and also just to be aware of where we are in relation to previous day high and low. Here's our previous day low on gold. Now, obviously, we broke that previous day low already when market opened. So getting a short position somewhere above our previous day low would be ideal.
I should have YOLO'd an Apex account.
Dude, this was me. This was me. I was like trying to play it cool, and I was just like ball. No, I'm just kidding.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Now I can. I heard you for a second about Apex. I didn't hear what you said. Ricardo.
Got it.
Got you. What'd you say?
Am I lagging?
You must be, because I'm hearing every other word. Try one more time.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, that's better.
Okay.
What were you saying before?
No, I was just saying I should have YOLO'd an Apex account.
Oh.
Just one micro.
Yeah, right.
One micro, like Random was saying.
Oh, man. Yeah, get 2 Apex accounts and YOLO them both. One in one direction, one in the other. Yo, check
But there's
this.
no percentage off. Like, you know, the 80%?
What's that?
There's no discount on right now.
Oh, yeah, no sale. If you use Bullishbrs, you get 50% off, but that's the most sale price you'll get right now. Yo, check this out. TradingView is selling fragrance? Bullish, a fragrance by TradingView. Come on now. And first off, you're selling bullish in a bear market. They should call this they should call it correction, a fragrance by TradingView. Brought to you by tariffs. Dude, that's so funny. And it's like, I think it's legit. Is there a way to buy it? No, this can't be real.
No, but it's a good idea for you, Kevin. I mean, really. I mean, you could take turd and put it in a jar and sell it right now for anything, you know.
That is so funny. Hold up. Bullish.
ANC.
Yeah. No shot. Oh, what? Look at this, though. 150 it says right here. Oh, man, that's really funny.
They're going to
The
sell.
bearish one would be you put turd in a bearish one, you know, because it stinks. You know.
Yeah.
People would give it as gifts to their friends.
Yo, Fairchild, what's going on, my man? You take any trades today? What's going on with you? How was your weekend? And yeah, it's gonna be probably looking streams-wise, guys, Monday, Tuesday, Friday, I think. And then obviously Monday through... Yeah, and then obviously Monday through Friday, the pre-market prep still.
So you got so then there's Wednesday, Thursday left.
Yeah.
You're saying is Lucian going to be joining here? Like continuing to join?
Yeah, I think Lucian might start streaming. I think he might.
I haven't heard Lucian in so long.
yeah, he might step back in for some streams.
Dope.
Yeah, I think Jeremy's moving to Wednesdays.
Nah, Marcus, we didn't. I didn't catch that short off the 2-hour supply zone. He's probably looking at the 2-hour supply where we wicked right off of it. No, but we did call the highs. We somehow knew that market was. Well, somehow we trusted our levels and zones, and the market did pull back from those levels. But look at the wick we had here, Marcus. We had an 88-point wick on the ES. That's huge. A lot of times for my trades on ES, I'm looking for like a 2-point stop loss, a 5-point stop loss, max, maybe max a 10-point stop loss, maybe. But like, dude, 90-point stop loss, I'm good.
I get what you're saying.
So it met my criteria there at that bottom.
Great.
So I'm just looking to see if we can get in here.
Nice. Cool. Let's see. My buddy Fairchild said he's holding some Tesla shorts. Let's see how Tesla's doing. Our buddy Elon doing his best to crash his stock, I guess.
Holding.
Creed is rotating.
What's that? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's rotating
Well,
now.
it met my minimum criteria right now. I mean, it didn't close a candle is the only fear, so it could come back in. Like it came down, rejected it, but I'm just on the low. I just looked on the lowers to take a trade there. Yeah.
Nice. I'm looking.
And I have a rejection area of minimum criteria 661. So that is 130 points up.
Nice, dude. Cool. Could be in for
If
a
it does it,
big
I mean,
trade.
this is just, yeah.
Yeah, let's see. Right now I'm looking at Tesla real quick for Fairchild on YouTube was saying he's in some shorts. So something on Tesla, obviously we are bearish, but right now we are at the bottom of its range, its current trading range. If we marked out the highs and lows of that range, we have our highs over here, we have our lows over here, and right now we broke this recent pivot low, so we did technically make a lower low here, and we have been making lower highs, so I would still look to maybe possibly hold this short. I would be careful, maybe take some off while we are at the bottom of this range, just to lock in some profits. Not sure when you got in your trade, but maybe take some off, lock in gains. That way, if we do happen to reverse and stay range bound, because remember, markets range 80% of the time. So let's say we don't continue lower. If you lock in some gains, what that'll do is that'll help you. So if we reverse, you can maybe stop out for break even or at least have those profits. Let's see, what else equity-wise are we looking at today? Netflix, Nvidia. Dude, Nvidia just sold off like crazy. What I would love to see on Nvidia, by the way, Nvidia is a buy under 90, not financial advice. I would like to see if Nvidia can make its way back within this range, this downward range we've been in. If we can, I would really like to see some reversals going. And guys, this sort of brings me back to finding something to buy and hold. Earlier we were saying how the ES, if you're buying at all-time highs, you're really only looking for a few % return on investment. But once we start selling off, we really need to start making our way back higher to get that ROI, that % return. So right now, we sold off 42% on Nvidia. Let's say we got in longs. That was 32%, I think I said. And we got those longs, 74%. We would need a 74% return. Sorry, it was a 43% to the downside, but it would be 70%, almost 80% to the upside. So you guys see how that sort of plays out? So these sell-offs, these corrections, these kinds of markets, this is what makes traders rich over time, right? You don't get rich over time buying all-time highs and waiting for the market to keep rallying. Wait for a dip, wait for a correction, wait for a strong pullback. We usually wait for pullbacks. Pullbacks are okay. This is a correctional pullback, a daily, weekly pullback. We do not want to start getting long positions until we reverse. What'd I miss? Oh,
See that?
Big drop, big drop. Nvidia actually.
Yeah, I got stopped in front on that. Like I went long, I got my stop in front, and I was out in like 2 seconds.
I didn't have a stop loss.
But here's the next level. Like we literally hit it to a T. Like we literally hit it dead on. So even though it looked bearish, if you're not caring about bullish or bearish, that's your next level. And if it bounces, 460.
Yep.
Lost $400 on that one.
Yo, where the metric, where do you see based off financials? Where do you see that Nvidia fair value at 76?
So you have to use Chat GPT, but you ask the traditional PPE on it, right? So that's profit per, and then the traditional of the Mag 7, and then you want to know what Nvidia's fair financials are based on that, and the fair financials based on that is $76.
Nice.
But you're also not going to like what I'm going to say about Tesla, because I just did a bunch of research on that. Tesla's fair value, if you go on their statistical like long term.
Wait, don't tell me. Is it higher? Is it higher or lower than where we are?
Okay, so you don't know how low it's going to go. That's what you don't know.
Okay.
But Tesla's technical, like as it stands right now, technical
150.
value is $2,400.
2,400?
And I'm not a Tesla fan. I don't give a shit. I did it for a buddy, and I'm like, this thing's worth $2,400. Yes.
2,400?
I swear to God, yeah, I'm not even bulling this thing up. I'm not even being a bull. I'm
You
just
know,
saying that that's its true value.
I
It's
thought I heard
like
of bubbles before.
based on performance and everything else. It's 2,400.
2,400.
I know. But just remember it in case it goes there. Then I'm not bulling it. It's just an analysis, right? It doesn't mean anything.
Wait, so I found value investing 74 for Nvidia. Then I asked it to do the
Yep.
same thing on Tesla. I'm finding 55.
That's where it could go. I saw that too, but here's the problem with Tesla is you have to factor in where it was from a profit standpoint and people's comfort level. That's what I did. So you'd have to go back to, I believe, I did this last night, so this is memory, but I believe 2019 it made 690 million profit, and you have to see where it was at the close of 2020 and then times that, and then you get 2,400. Yeah.
Gotcha. That must be disregarding the Elon effect.
Yeah. No. But to be fair, something's gonna happen. He did announce that he was gonna have millions of robots in the next year or two. So those
Right.
robots are 30,000 each. He proposes to roll out millions at a time. It could correlate with that, but
So
Tesla's true value is 2,400. We can mark it as a meme if it doesn't hit, whatever, but that's what it is.
no, yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. And listen, it's not as crazy as the market is. Nothing's unheard of in the market, right? Anything is possible.
You're right. It could go 55 though. It could go
Yeah.
to where people just hate Elon, but I would say it's a buy,
Yep.
Like if it, I'd say if it gets down there, it's a buy. It's not a sell.
Yeah, no. Oh,
Absolutely.
yeah, dude. The lower we go, the more it's a buy. Like easy. In this market, easy. Just like obviously, I don't know about right now.
Yeah. That's what I mean. We're not the analysis I did was how high it could go, and then like if you're going to invest, not because so my buddy they own a second or third gen farm. It's in the States in California, and so they had a lot in Tesla. He's fine, but obviously the family's having conversations like, what do we do? We've got a lot of money in Tesla, right? So I just gave my opinion. He's fine. Like farmers don't move quick; they have conversations.
Yeah.
But I don't know, but farmers are very asset rich, right? They don't have money, but they have assets.
Yep.
I would assume he's got a couple million into this Tesla game.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Wow, what a pullback. Look at that daily candle, guys.
Yeah, this was the level we were watching though as a very low, so it swept the low, doesn't afraid me, gets back in to range.
Fairchild says if Musk gets back to work, perhaps if he keeps playing politics, things may still struggle. Very true. There was rumors I heard this past weekend about Trump possibly getting Elon out of the office and out
That's
of Doge.
exactly what I was gonna ask right now. Is he off the Doge thing?
Right, you guys heard about that too? Let's see. We'll create a new GPT.
I did.
You did? Yeah, let's do a new GPT. We'll do search and we'll do.
Well, he's lost a lot of money.
What's that?
190
He's lost
million.
a lot of money.
Billion, 190 billion.
So much.
He's lost a lot of money trying to do this political thing.
Yeah, or do you find out later that he buys back his stock and it pumps to where we're thinking, and then he becomes the first trillionaire?
Oh
Maybe.
my god, that'd be crazy. And then you know what? Listen, you getting under the president's belt like that? Shit, you could be the first trillionaire. Fairchild said a lot of those farmers' assets are not secure, depending on leasing equipment, land leveraged, etc. Very true. Good point.
Yeah, he's multi-generational. He doesn't have. They always have debt, but a lot of them keep buying land, so they could have $30 million in property with $3 million, $4 million in equipment debt. You're right. They're always leasing, but he's multi-generational too, right?
That's good. Can't just have one. Gotta really have a good backing. Let's see. So as of April 7th, there are no credible reports indicating that President Trump intends to remove Musk from his role related to douche. Okay.
Yeah, he denied it. He said that that was all fake news.
Ah, lame.
Well, he has a
Keep
180
shorting.
day mandate that he's going to fulfill. He has 180 days. Oh, I'm going to get stopped. I got my stop in front, but I took that trade. Long my stop.
It's along my short my long.
That was the second. That was the second long. It's fine, but I get my stop in front. I just got stopped. That you get it in front. Like, what do you know, right? You're not calling markets.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, YouTube guys, don't forget, join our community, bullishbrs.com. If you do sign up for the next level, you get access to my Futures Masterclass. That is 8+ hours of futures education, sort of starting from a beginner level and working our way higher. Here we go, perfect. Intro to futures, market structure, creating a plan, trading strategies, order flow and execution, trading psychology, backtesting and journaling, and finally mastering consistency, putting everything together. Definitely recommend checking that out if you are a member already. All right, gold. Starting to fold. Crude. Looking rude. ESNQ, they're making their ways back to the orb slowly but surely. This fair value gap held up for shorts on ES and NQ.
All right, I'm out. Thanks, Kevin. Thanks, everyone. Good luck in the market.
See ya, homie.
Yo, be good,
Take
be
care.
good. Take care, Ricardo. Caught my first ever 200 point. Dude, TC, that is awesome. Are you in here? Oh,
Killer.
it's not. Killer. Bum, bum. Ken, when are you doing this? When are we doing what? Did you update the Futures Master? Okay. Some selling. We could check our footprint chart. See where our point of control is. And I'm going to wrap up the stream, guys. It's already almost 11:30. Wow, what a volatile and crazy trading day. Point of control is moving lower now. And we could also look at the delta on these candles. Negative 8,000, negative 5,000, negative 1,000. So delta has been pushing negative lately. Even up here, look at this. Buyers stepped in, positive 8,000 delta, 4,000 total volume. Met with 3,000 and 28,000 total volume and negative deltas here. So that's very helpful for finding rejection or selling pressure out of a zone. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I am wrapping it up on that note. If you guys have any further questions, you can always feel free to direct message me. YouTube, hit that like and subscribe button and join us live every day in our community at bullishbrs.com. Make sure you follow us on social media, drop some likes, show some love, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Later.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you, sir. You have a good one.
Yes, sir, absolutely. You too, Marzitti. Be good,
See ya,
everybody.
homie.
Be good, random. Yes, sir, yes, sir. Everybody else, Charlie, Mike, Cavitha, Lanny, Marcus, Boston. Yes, sir. I hope you guys all have a fantastic day. Fairchild, you too. YouTube, take care, everybody. See you guys tomorrow.